I'm a little worried for complexity because Fnatic picks Centaur because Ohio is one of the best Centaur players in the world. I genuinely think he's definitely top 3 offlaners in my book out of all the players.
So who would be also? I mean, Ice 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 has got to be in that top 3.
Yeah, I'd probably say Ice Ice Ice. I would say Zai as well.
Zai,
I think
Ice,
Universe
Ice, Ohio.
is very, very good, but maybe a little bit behind that. Universe is, it's hard to say. Universe is super good too, and he plays better utility off lanes, I feel.
That's true. There is just a difference in that.
Yeah,
in that
Ohio's like a gank off lane. Like he is the best gank off lane, I think.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started seeing Ohio when he started really rocking my world was that Nature's Prophet with his like TP first, put wards down, just the way he plays the hero, much more aggressive, gank-oriented, support the other lanes rather than the more bulldog kind of split-pushy style.
I don't even think I've caught that, him playing Prophet. I know he
has
does
a Prophet set.
I haven't watched him.
He's serious, man. So Dragon Knight, the final pick for Fnatic. That'll be their mid laner for Mushi. Pretty tanky team here for Fnatic outside of that of the Crystal Maiden. So they've got some sieging power now.
I think that's smart against a Razor as a carry because Razor is a medium damage carry. He doesn't do a massive amount of damage. Venomancer is not expected at all. This is a push lineup.
Whoa.
Who's going to get the mech? Is it Enigma or is it Razor?
I think probably the Enigma now that Ziz is taking the Razor, though.
So mid Veno, I'm guessing?
Yeah, Swindle will take the Veno. Okay, this is really different from Complexity. And, you mentioned during the draft in Game 1 of this second heat here that this is a time where Complexity has the luxury of being able to experiment a little bit because there's less pressure. Mm-hmm. Now that they already won a game in this series, they are completely safe. There's no chance of them not being top 4. So if they lose this game, it's really not the end of the world. So perhaps this is part of some of that experimentation. We have not seen much Veno this tournament. I'm honestly not quite sure what to make of this final pick Veno.
It's kind of bad versus Centaur because he can just ult through Gale. So even if you Gale somebody pre-BKB, it doesn't counter you in that way. Mm-hmm. But this is definitely a very good push lineup, I think. Tusk can initiate with a Blink Dagger. If things go bad, you can always Song, and that's really important when you have a push lineup because if things go bad and you get 5-man wiped, often that's the advantage you've been working for all game. So I think the Naga fits into this pretty well. Enigma is great at pushing. Veno's good at pushing. Razor's good at pushing.
Look at this. Ohio buys a smoke and sentry wards as well as observers straight away.
He is there so fast.
So I'm glad I brought up that Nature's Prophet TP into the jungle because he'll go teleport level 1 and put very aggressive wards down. And these are atypical spots to block out the camp and try and slow down this Enigma. Sentry ward here and then just some vision into the mid.
Too? That is really mean. All of these wards will block, and these are pretty good spots too. The one on the high ground over by the large camp is great. Mm-hmm. The sentry and the medium camp might get denied, but they're checking for camps. They didn't find anybody. They even put their observer on the high ground. Oh, it's within vision. They can kill this if they get vision of it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they can, though. They might have to be higher.
Oh, final breakout. They bump right into Mushi. This is an easy first blood. The ice shards from Tusk completely block him out, and it will be the Naga Siren that gets the bonus gold. So, well, started off as a great start for Fnatic, but Complexity, they make up for it with the first blood.
Fnatic was ready to fight that. Johnny got a 4-man decay. He's like, let's fight. I'm ready. I'm going to hit you guys for 78 damage, and I'm going to keep decaying. But that Ice Shards, it just completely said, all right, Rumble time, baby.
Yeah, pretty good spell, that Ice Shards.
So he actually loses gold there, because that's all unreliable. So his bottle is now delayed. He went 2 Ironwood branches.
Oh, my. That's
actually a huge kill.
Wow. This is going to be rocky for Mushi. Dragon Knight's one of those heroes that delayed bottle is pretty costly. He will be able to get this bounty rune, and they will deward this. So that'll give Complexity a little bit of intel that there is a sentry inbound. They'll know it's blocking this camp, but still Fnatic get an observer ward out of it, so not all bad.
Will Z-Freak aggressively jungle? He's
Ketchikimba blocked out by Ice Shards again. Moon will at least be able to get some good right clicks in and win this right click battle. Flies on his way as well.
Nova?
He's going to be able to kill him. Oh, this is so great. Complexity off to an amazing start this game, Purge.
That seemed like a pretty big mistake there from Crystal Maiden. Not only did he miss his Nova on 2, he could have gotten Frostbite, and now he can't even jungle with Frostbite because he grabbed Crystal Nova. I mean, he's aggressively tri-laning and all, but now he can't even get that free experience. I think that was just a huge mess up there. He got blocked in, could have just frostbit him, waited a second and a half, and then ran straight left. But he tried to Nova both, and maybe Moon blocked him or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but that seemed like a weak play from Crystal Maiden that put him in a bad spot. Fly might actually die here.
He's in a lot of trouble. Johnny, he'll have another decay in about 4 seconds, but not going to be able to do it. Now Moon Meander with another set of beautiful ice shards blocks out KYXY, and what started as a lot of damage onto Fly ends up being a pretty even exchange. Moon wants this, tanks most of the rocket barrage. Crystal Nova will finish him off. Fly might still be able to find the recovery kill. He does have a movement speed edge, but just can't quite close the gap. Now he's on the run. It's overcommitment after overcommitment here.
Yeah, Fly ends up staying alive at least, but I thought he was going to be able to get that kill because he has boots, but the Nova just completely slowed him down.
Yeah, smart play from Z-Freak here, though, seeing all of his camps blocked out. Not too many choices, but he will rotate into the enemy jungle, Ohio, killing a couple Eidolons here. Well, more than a couple, actually. The entire pack of Eidolons.
They were almost dead, though, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's still level 1 on Enigma, so this is very tough. Yeah. Trading an off lane for a forward position is not terrible, though. He's going to come forward and, deny from his creeps. I like this a lot. Because it's not like he wants to steal last hits from the Razor, and it's a weaker push, and he killed the range creep. So this wave will now push. He's going to be contested by the Centaur, but he's able to get his farm.
Okay, so this aggro tri lane from Fnatic off to an okay start. They got that first kill, and this Gyro is farming pretty nicely, but it's only a Tusk here, so I think Moon's okay with not getting a huge amount of farm out of this lane if it means that the Enigma can farm nicely. Their off lane Razor will be able to get some farm, and so far so good in the mid lane for Swindle. He is out farming the DK by just a couple of creeps.
And he's a much bigger threat as well, because every time that Mushi comes up, he can just Gale him like this. And he's got 2 points into it. Gale is one of the best scaling magic damage spells in the entire game. It does tons of damage. At level 4, it does something like 500 or 600 magic damage for a basic skill.
Wow,
it's
right.
Amazing. Because every 3 damage you take a proc, so you take like 5 of those. It's like 500 or 600 damage. It's incredible.
Okay. Yeah, Venom mid. I'll be curious to see what build Swindle goes for. Venom's one of those heroes that if he gets an early Midas can really ball out of control. If he can stay an item up, up top, hold that thought that was Fly initiated on again. Tombstone comes out. Zombie's doing a lot of work
Good
here.
Dodge.
Good work with those mirror images, but it's not enough. Ketchy Kimbo will secure the kill. And that'll be another one on the scoreboard here for Fnatic.
Man, I thought he was going to make that. As you use mirror image, you go invulnerable for a period of time, so he created some confusion. Yeah. Almost made it there. So level 5 with Veno. He just wanted the 2 points in Gale. That way he could harass Mushi a bit. Normally you see the max ward build. It's very, very common on Veno mid. But I guess he just wanted slightly more offensive potential versus Mushi. But he's actually dealing with it quite well. Dragon Blood makes a big difference. He's got that free 2 health regen to start things off.
Yeah. So anyhow, if Veno can get that item advantage up against the opposition, man, an early blink Aghanims, the damage output can be nuts if you can get it before like a pipe comes out or something like that.
And even if they have BKB on a hero like Dragon Knight, as soon as the BKB ends, the Venomancer ulti starts ticking again. So they buffed it a couple times so it can actually apply through that.
Right.
It just doesn't do the damage while you're magic immune.
Yeah, no longer cleanses it. That's the big thing. Ohio doing some crafty plays here, though, Purge. He's pulling this creep wave into the jungle so that he'll find some place to farm.
I think he just did this because he wanted to go get the rune as well and not miss out on experience. So he just brought the wave with him for later.
Okay.
Just a little creep snack.
Not a bad way to do it.
Yeah.
A little farm for himself. Swindle's in a lot of trouble here. Ketchy Kimbo wraps around the backside, and that's an easy pick off there on the Venomancer.
Huh. He actually got spotted out by Naga Siren, but I guess they just assumed that they wouldn't wait that long for the kill. But they stuck out the hold, and they get it. And that's one of the problems with Venom mid, is that you're very vulnerable to ganks. And sometimes you get ganked too much, and it really affects your game. But if you do have a good game in the mid game, or in the mid lane, you can kind of get insanely farmed on Venom. So these ganks are super important.
Yeah, how's our Enigma doing here? Halfway through level 4. Z-Freak definitely not jungling as quickly as or as well as you would expect, but that's kind of a byproduct of all of his camps being blocked out and having to play around with this Centaur who's constantly been leeching his XP and killing off these Eidolons pretty much whenever possible. I feel like Ohio's done a pretty good job keeping tabs on Z-Freak, maximizing his farm, and not giving this Enigma any undue space.
Ooh, and they're going to set up a gank on him here. They put the ward down so they block the large camp and see where he's farming. Ohio goes to the tower so it's not too obvious. Are they going to try to get Razor? They could. He's at about 600 HP, but their damage isn't that high. Level 1 Double Edge, Level 2 Hoof Stomp, and Level 1 skills in both the CM's abilities. I think the best kill is Enigma here, but they've just got to find him. They see the Eidolons, I think.
Oh, this is the opportunity they've been waiting for. Z-Freak goes one way. Ketchy Kimbo's right there. Sets it up for Ohio. Connects with his combo. And that'll be the rotation to finish him off. Now a killing spree for this Crystal Maiden. Ziz comes in. He's going to leech a lot of damage here. Up to plus 56, plus 70, plus 84. He just needs one more auto attack. But he can't quite do it. Should he turn? He gets the little zombie. And he's going down. He just needs to try and run for it. Double edge won't let it happen.
Yeah, he almost got away and was able to salve there, but unfortunately the Enigma just ate it pretty much. Maybe if he had a Midnight Pulse, he could have lived there by breaking the trees and just getting out of there, but that was a really nice executed gank, and they're reading their opponents. But on the bright side, it's 6 minutes. Enigma can now shift to his jungle because any wards that have been placed in their jungle are gone. So his levels are behind where they should be. Normally you can hit 6 minutes at about, or level 6 at 4.5 minutes, but he's going to be able to catch up now and farm whatever items his team needs.
Yeah, especially on Dire side, if Enigma is just left completely unchecked to his own devices, he should be able to farm at the same rate as the mid laners, if not a little bit faster, depending on how many rotations come towards the mid lane. So, all things considered, Z-Freak handling himself very well here. Level 5 has the Soul Ring and a smoke, so he'll be ready to rotate as soon as he gets that black hole and look to find a kill somewhere.
Ohio TPing in the mid lane to sap his fast level 6. They'll go for a smoke on Mushi as well as Crystal Maiden. And 2 points in aura here, so a normal Crystal Maiden. Are they trying to get another kill on the Razor? This would be really big. They're ganking so much better than Complexity is this game.
Yeah, absolutely. They are holding on, Complexity holding on to a very minor gold edge, but you'd expect it to be a lot more when you have a dedicated jungler. Yep, snowball forward, KYXY, queues up the call down, will connect on both. Ooh. Both will hit, but Ziz taking all that damage. Just a few more whips. Oh, they're too slow. They can't do it. CM's here. Turn. Maybe they can turn. Frostbite now right into the rocket barrage. Mushi will finish him off with a breathe fire. Moon Meander on the run. Mushi looking for the dragon tail. Can he close the gap?
He's thinking about, he gets caught.
The gap has been closed.
Snowball.
Oh, can they turn this under the tower? Moon with limited options here. He does have a Walrus Punch. There it is, but Mushi just a bit too tanky as that Dragon Knight. And they'll get a few kills out of it. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Johnny and Fly going blow for blow. Fly on the run. Will the Naga be able to slither away back to safety? It looks like it. The stick charge is just barely enough. He's got a couple zombies left, but he'll turn, finish them off, and he will live.
Yeah, Johnny maybe could have chased that and gone for the last decay, but it was so dangerous. And as soon as he backed off, Fly easily survives. If he would have gone for that kill, he may have ended up feeding one, and probably not worth it in the end. So, very wisely, Z-Freak shifting out of the jungle now. They're going to try to pressure the top tower because there's so much stuff going on bottom. He doesn't need to AFK farm right now. He needs to push the lane while farming. So, very important that he does this.
Yeah. So, who's going for the mech here? I don't see much mech progression on either side quite yet. 8 minutes in. This is around the time when Enigma, having a good time in the jungle, should be able to be either completing the mech or just on the verge of grabbing it. They will, however, group up and push the tier 1 in the top lane with Black Hole at the ready. And here comes Fnatic. They want to defend. Mushi does not have Elder Dragon form, but he's got the Invis rune on. They don't see it. They go right for Z-Freak Dragon Tail to get things started. Johnny comes in. There's your tombstone, but Black Hole on 3. Z-Freak taking a lot of damage, but doing a lot in return. Unfortunately for Complexity, they just don't have the damage. It's a 2-0 in favor of Fnatic.
They do get the tower, though. Enigma getting the last hit on that. That's almost worth it, and they defend their own. So it's very close to being worth it. If Ziz would have been able to escape there without getting caught, they would have been absolutely fine, but he went for the tombstone and their damage was gone and he needed it just back. He might have just been committed to getting slowed and there was no survival for him, so they just lost their damage. Maybe the mistake there was Swindle Melons TP'd out within vision range, and because of that, Fnatic immediately went top to defend because they knew they could get the swing. So maybe you could criticize them for that. It gave too much information.
Yeah, now they will pressure the tier 1 up top. Looks like Complexity will just let it fall. They glyph it, but it will be a tower-for-tower exchange, though right there, Complexity down in the bottom lane. They make it a 2-for-1 around the map with superior positioning. Very nicely played there, and they're already pressuring the tier 1 here in the mid lane. Naga Illusions will intercept the creep wave, and they'll do what little damage they can before Fnatic react.
They're actually just fully split pushing them right now. They're playing really well. Stampede?
Used very defensively here. Ohio thinking that he was in danger. We'll just use it to make sure he doesn't get caught out.
He was actually completely fine, but I don't know if they sensed the rotation. They thought the rotation from mid would have been there or not.
Well, they're just lacking on vision right now, so you can kind of understand why he was nervous. They've got
it's like they're there.
They're somewhere in this general vicinity. They've got this ward here that gave them that little bit of intel to know that there are people nearby. Snowball mid. Yep, on to Ketchikimba.
Needs one more hit.
Will he get it? Oh, the frost.